So I had some issues getting NodeUtil to work correctly, so figured I should put together a quick rundown of issues I came up with. Basically, after installing the utility, I attempted to run it and got this error, initializing the network interface. So there's a few issues that could cause that, but the most common is if you look in your control panel, pull up LONWorks interfaces, you'll see there's a list of interfaces here. Typically you'll only have a couple, sometimes you'll have a whole bunch depending on what you've plugged in over USB. If you click View, Show Detached Interfaces, even though mine's unplugged, it shows up here. If you have multiples and you're trying to use one that runs on a port other than LON 1, you'll need to right-click and remove those. That right-click option is only available if they're unplugged. I'll plug mine back in. You'll see it turns red here. I'll get a different menu that doesn't allow me to remove it, but I can verify that it's on, working, and configured correctly. Now, the easiest way I found, just to avoid confusion, was to remove all the devices from this list. Open up Settings, Options, and make sure that the starting interface was LON 1. When I plugged the device back in, it just reinstalled all the drivers and everything worked as intended. One other important bit is make sure this standard transceiver XML file is installed under C LONWorks types, and NodeUtil will reference that XML. So once that's up and running, you can run NodeUtil and pull up the standard or the initial menu here. What I needed to do was pull an XIF file from a third-party device. So I'll hit F for find, which will go out and find all the devices on the current domain. And then go to G, and this list doesn't necessarily correspond to the typical LON numbering, the node ID. You can see here, the one I'm concerned with, AHU3, is ID number 2. NodeUtil doesn't necessarily assign it the same number as the node number on the link. So once you're connected, you can do a number of things. I'm most interested in create an XIF file. So that'll go out, read the self-documentation, pull up all the NVs, and build an XIF so I can hand that back off to the manufacturer. We'll verify the name over existing since I just did this. And I have run into the issue where this does not create successfully. So it'll throw an error here at the end saying it can't communicate with the device, and you can just go back and repeat the process. So we can E for exit, and E for exit again, and we're done.